Want to talk? So let's talk. Here. Talk. You want to talk? You gotta talk. You need to talk. News talk.
I talk, you talk to Solomon. I talk, you talk to Solomon. Yeah, let's talk to Solomon. Talk to Solomon.
You gotta talk. You want to talk.
Welcome to an open line hour here on Talk to Solomon. My guest, or my co-host,
Chief Steve, right here
Police
with
Chief
you.
Steve Davis.
Got your back.
Got my back. And also from the Southern Hemisphere on his birthday, depending on your location, from, freedomradio.us, Brent Johnson.
Happy birthday.
Are you with us, Brent?
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I will only be able to be with you for half an hour today.
Okay. Well, we're going to start then talking about the election because I think that is the topic for tonight. We have other things we'll talk about. I want to start with the fact that the Democrats are going to start their convention with 2 hours of Muslim celebration, inviting some of the most radical Muslims, not that there aren't any moderate Muslims, but there aren't many, and the Democrats have decided that they're going to attach themselves to three basic issues. One, Muslims. Two, abortion. And three, homosexuality. Now, Brett, you've been around the block at least 2 or 3 times now that you're 21. Let me ask you, could you, in your wildest imagination, think a major political party would use those 3 items as the 3 legs of their stool at a national convention?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You have to remember, I'm very jaded. I consider that, you have a criminal cabal in Washington. And like I said earlier in the show, it's all about packaging. If packaging the issue this way is what's going to get them the votes they want, they'll package it. They'll package anything at all. There's no moral standard here. So anything goes. So no, I am not surprised to hear about this kind of stuff at all, not even a little.
All right, well, let me respond to that by saying the following. The Democrats, in order to win a race of any sort, need 3 groups. They need women, they need minorities, particularly blacks, and they need labor. Now, when you wrap your flag around Muslim, around homosexuality, and around abortion, you're turning off blacks who are against all those issues. You're turning off women who are against 2 of those 3 issues, and maybe all 3, depending on which woman. And you're turning off labor pretty much on 2 of those 3 issues. So, the Democrat base is minorities, women, and labor. Yes, homosexuals are part of their base, and yes, illegal aliens are part of their base, but even illegal aliens are against homosexuals and Muslims, and most of them, labor is against illegal immigration for the most part because they have to compete with them for jobs. Now, Chief, am I off on this?
No, you're not, but I just look at this in the big context. I see it as they have to tear everything down, destroy everything so they can create their own utopia. The Democrat Party now, they're very radical. They hate the United States. They hate freedom. And so this is a method they can use to destroy all of that. With the Muslim influence, the Muslims are the enemies of the United States. So the enemies of their enemies are their friends. So that's in one component here, but also this homosexuality issue and the attack, these attacks, the abortion issue and all that is a way to just disrupt law, get rid of the law. They don't want to tweak the Constitution. They want to destroy the Constitution. This is a way to just dramatically do that so they can create their own idea, their own version of the law, their own United States, their own utopia, and get rid of what we got now.
They can't win an election with this, in my opinion. Now, Brent, you said it before, and I usually try and distance a little bit because we want to stay on the air, but I believe that the Democrats are willing to do, and Obama as their leader, to do things legal and illegal, moral and immoral, rational and irrational, sane and insane. And I believe that in order to win this election, or to appear to have won the election, they will use the Justice Department and others to simply cheat. They will just do anything and everything and all things, including legalizing illegals and giving them the right to vote, jailing people, and who knows what else. You think I'm overreacting?
No, if anything, I think you're under-anticipating. Absolutely agree with you. But before I respond to that, I want to back up just a second. See, what you just said about not understanding why it is they would approach the Muslims, and this, that they're essentially, you said they will alienate their base by their approach. I think you're wrong. You see, you're talking about an intellectual approach. If you think about it, and they go out and they appeal to Muslims, and they're going to alienate the working people, or the women, or they're going to the minorities, whatever they're going to alienate. That's if you're thinking about it intellectually. They go and approach these things emotionally. What I said earlier about using fear as a motivator, using paranoia, using whatever emotional hook they can come up with. And when people are responding emotionally, they're not thinking intelligently. That's why the tactic is not to be discounted. That's why you cannot sit there and say, oh, they're just going to alienate their base and they're going to lose unless they cheat. Yes, they will cheat. Yes, they're a bunch of thugs. They're a bunch of criminals. Unquestionably, they will cheat. Whoever counts the vote is what matters. Doesn't matter who votes. Stalin. What matters is who counts the votes. But don't underestimate the emotional tactic. That's what they're doing. And the only way to combat that is to see it for what it is and then reveal it to the people who would be victimized by it so that they can make intelligent choices. Otherwise, it'll be another one of these, just react to the emotions of the moment and do what you feel is the thing to do without considering the ramifications.
Well, psychologists have studied sports fans for some time and found out that sports fans will give everything and all to a sports team because in the end, whether the team wins or loses, they will not reject their fans. And so I think this is the same way with the Democrat Party right now. Unlike the Republicans, who, if you make a slip of the tongue, discard you, the Democrats, if you murder, rape, rob, steal, plunge, whatever, will stick right by you, win or lose, and keep going. And so I think that same psychology takes effect here.
Right on.
Well, speaking at the Democrats,
but you got to understand that. See, Stan, you're approaching it intelligently. It doesn't. You can't understand that tactic from an intelligent perspective. That's the thing.
Well, I agree and disagree. I understand totally the emotional thing. I also believe there are a lot of people that do think, and they can't get 70% of their base. They need 112% of their base in order to win, and it's already showing up. And in all the polling data, Romney is even or ahead. The likability gap has, for all practical purposes, disappeared. The advantage with women has come down to single digits. The advantage among men is ballooning, comfortable double digits. And I'm no huge Romney fan, but the fact is, if I have to pick between Romney and Obama, I'm going to pick Romney. If I have to pick between Santorum and Obama, I'm going to pick Santorum. If I have to pick between Gingrich, if I have to pick between Ron Paul, and if I have to pick between an orange juice can and Obama, I'm picking the orange juice can. We all know that. So we have a situation where, and here's the reality, we can discuss this. To me, you can say what you want. Hungry is hungry. You can say what you want. Jobless is jobless. You can say what you want. Broke is broke. You can say what you want. Foreclosure is foreclosure. And we have all of the groups on the Democrat side particularly dealing with all those things, and they won't ignore them. No matter how much they would be kept, if you will, if they're dumb enough and drone enough, the fact is mama wants food on the table and money in the bank. And if mama ain't happy, nobody's happy. And black, Hispanic, for that matter, homosexual, I don't have mama's homosexual, but whatever. The fact is that with what is on the ground, our reality, I cannot see the same level of support in any of the Democrat groups that there was before. I can't see them coming out in the same numbers. I can't see them voting in the same numbers. I can't see them approving in the same numbers. I can't see them helping in the same numbers. I can't see it.
Well, what I see is that both you and Brent are both right in that the Republicans have the right agenda and the right idea, but the Democrats are still gaining some support, especially with their base, because of their emotional plea. So what I would suggest is that Republicans learn something from the Democratic approach and put some emotion into their messaging so they can also fire up the base and also get the emotional part on their side as well. I'm not saying to don't eliminate the facts at all. Keep the facts going, but add some emotional content to this because you need to get people fired up. People, they do vote emotionally. Most people do. And so if you want them to come out and vote, you got to put some emotion into this thing.
Go ahead, Brent.
I agree, and that's part of the solution. But see, Stan, if it was as simple as what you just said, that they need 112% of their base, then the deal is done, it's all over, Obama is gone, and we don't have to have this discussion. It's not as simple as that. Not in today's America, okay, where the media has such immense influence, and people have such a short attention span. So what's going to happen in the next 70 days? You know, what is going to come out in the media to foment anxiety and opposition to Romney defeating Obama? Don't even address what Obama's done wrong. Address what Romney's done wrong. Put it all over the media. Package it in such a way. Again, it's a formula. They have that formula down very well. Don't underestimate their ability to influence Americans through the media. That housewife who you're talking about turns on the TV and watches her soap and she sees these commercials. And don't forget, look at these commercials. Everybody's having a good time. Everybody's doing well. Business is good. I mean, everything is wonderful. You don't see commercials that show a depression or a recession. You see commercials that show the good life going on. That's what people resonate to. Like what Steve said, they are looking for American Idol. They're looking for the X Factor. What's Simon going to vote for? That's what matters to them. It may not make a lot of sense. It may not be a very intelligent thing, but it's the reality in today's America. And the Democrats are very good at playing on that. And the first step in defeating that is to be aware of it. You're aware of the propaganda, then you can see through it, then you can help others see through it. But don't underestimate it, Stan. That's what will get Obama back in office.
Well, I don't think Obama's getting back in office. That's my personal opinion.
I hope not.
I hear what you're saying. Let me talk about some of the people on the left. There's a lady named Ellen Ballbuster or something. I don't remember her exact name. Barkin, Barf, something. They said, I hope every, pro-life, xenophobic, whatever, anything on our side is wiped out by the hurricane that never was. You have Cher saying she hopes that Aiken is raped by someone with HIV. Now, if anyone on the right made comments like this, and I do, but I'm not anybody of any note, there would be outrage, but these people can say anything they want as often as they want, and no one seems to think it's a problem. Now, how about if we had a comment like this? I hope that God will strike down dead every homosexual in the world, every Muslim in the world, every Democrat in the world, every whatever else is on their side, every union thug in the world. I mean, people would say, well, that's unchristian, that's mean, that's terrible, that's hateful, and they'd be, of course, right. But these comments that these people make, they're not the same thing. You don't hear a word said. Not a word.
Well, there's a difference.
It's
First of all,
the
story here is talks about Cher, who I really believe is an example of someone who's got it all but is very bitter about life. She was taken away. She didn't really have a childhood, and so she's a bitter person. But the point of this whole thing to me is that Americans like contests, and we like scoring. That's why we don't like soccer. You know, it's nothing to nothing. You know, who can get excited about that? We want to see NBA games where it's 100 to 100. So the Democrats are scoring. When they make these comments, they score points with somebody, and we don't fight back. We don't need to make these kind of comments, but we need to score during these political contests so that our people, Americans, know that we're in the contest and we're scoring some points.
Brent?
I think that's very well said. The sports analogy is an excellent analogy there. I want to tell you something you may not know about me. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this to you, Stan, in the many years we've known each other. But as a youth, when I was in high school, I was the victim of a rape. It was after the principal of my school had died. I was very upset. I was very close with him. And I stayed at what I thought was a friend's house. And in the middle of the night, I found myself awakened. I found my wrists and ankles tied by duct tape. And I was physically raped. So I actually know what it is like to be raped. Okay, I actually understand what that violation is like. And you're absolutely correct that to sit there and say Ted Aiken should be raped for what he said is an abomination. And nobody should ever be raped. Nobody for any reason should be the victim of that kind of violence where you're totally helpless, nothing you can do, okay, and you are brutalized in the knowledge of that helplessness. And for Cher or anybody else, I don't care whether you're Republican, Democrat, I really couldn't give a crap. For anybody to say something like that is absolutely an abomination. And you are correct, media are controlled by a certain political perspective, and media will not lambaste her for having said that. It's a disgusting thing that she said, absolutely disgusting.
As awful as that was, and I did not know that had happened to you, and you know, although it's been, I'm sure, decades, the fact is the feeling of helplessness never goes away. They unearthed an audio, actually I'd heard it before, where Obama, may he rest in pieces, calls a newborn baby, a fetus outside of the womb. When he was standing up and speaking to say that if a baby is born, but the mother didn't want the baby born, but the abortionist was inept or whatever, and the baby was born, that's simply a fetus outside the womb and it can be destroyed. Now, here's an audio that's been unearthed. It's available on the internet, and yet people don't want to hear it. They don't want to believe it. I have friends of mine, and they're good people, and they're smart people, that say to me, gas wasn't $1.78 when Obama was elected. It was $3. No, it wasn't. It was $1.78. No, it wasn't. Well, here's the facts. I don't care what that says. It was $3. And the people say, he doesn't say that. He doesn't believe that you should kill a born baby. He never said, well, here's the recording. I don't care. That is either emotion or schizophrenia. It's something, and we have to deal with that. But we have to pound him and pound him and pound him and pound him, in my opinion, or we're going to lose everything.
Well, I agree with that, but I think the key to this, though, is that it's got to be more than words and more than just theoretical. Most of the people that we know don't know anyone that's had to go through an abortion decision or had an unwanted pregnancy. I mean, it's really, it happens a lot, but a lot of us don't know those people that have gone through that experience, or it's been a while since they've been through that. And so what I suggest, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Republicans must start showing pictures of ultrasounds, of babies, of adults that have grown out from botched abortions, and don't talk about the theoretical, because when it's just a story, it's okay to tear up a piece of paper and say, oh, we can discard that easily. It's just a theoretical baby. We have to talk about real babies that are real human beings, use real stories, real pictures, and make this a more real life and picturesque event that can't be overlooked.
Brent? Brent?
I also think Steve's sports analogy falls into play here. I also think that Steve's sports analogy falls into play. I call it the football analogy. When it's your team, you're always hoping for a penalty against the other team. You're always hoping the penalty called against your team isn't true. Nah, it didn't happen that way. It's the bum refs. They don't know how to call the game. You deny it. You deny it. You deny it all the way, because to accept it would mean that you have to stop being a fan of that team. And it's exactly the same. I mean, Steve, that is such a perfect analogy. It's exactly the same thing. Let me tell you something. There's something else you don't know about me, Stan. When I was very young, I had a girlfriend. She was 16. I was 17. She got pregnant. I didn't know any better. You know, today I never would have done this. But I sat with her. She decided to have an abortion. I held her hand. I thought I was doing the right thing, holding her hand as they did a DNC on her. And you know, I can't go back. I can't fix it. I can't change it. I was a party to it. I didn't make the decision, but I didn't fight the decision either. I didn't know anybody. I was 17 years old. I really didn't know anybody. I was also not ready to be a dad or any of that stuff. But there is this unwillingness to see your team in a bad light. That's why people don't want to hear Obama's words. That's why they say, no, gas was $3. I don't care what you show me. I don't care about the newspaper article you show me about gas. Because it means their team did something wrong. Can't have that.
Well said. We're waiting, I guess, tonight for the big speech by Ann Romney and by Chris Christie. And we will be able, I won't, they'll be coming on while we're still on the air, but we'll look at those things. Some of us will want it to be good. A lot of people will want it to be bad, but it will be whatever it is. The fact remains that we have a situation where we don't have, let me say it differently. Because of the reality of the way the deck is stacked, if we play by their rules, we'll lose. The question is, will we learn to play by other rules so that we, in fact, can prevail? We did in 2010. We kicked butt in 2010. We've done it this year as we've tossed out these mainstream, rhino Republicans, and they've lost in Texas and in Indiana and some other places where they lost their primaries. So we have a much more conservative team on the field. I think one of the reasons Romney picked Paul Ryan is because Ryan was acceptable to the conservative people, and that had to be if they were going to win this election. So at any rate, I'm like Steve. I don't believe the Republicans have yet learned this is a war, that lives are at stake, certainly the unborn babies, but more, that America's security is at stake, America's future is at stake, and let's just hope that we have some awakenings. Brent, give people an idea how to hear your show, because I know you have to go.
Yes, I appreciate that, Sam. By the way, you just said it so perfectly. If you play by their rules, you will lose. So you have to learn how to play the game to combat what they do. It's exactly right on. My website is www.freedomradio.us. Freedomradio.us. You can also call me toll free at 888-385-3733. 888-385-FREE. And by the way, if you go to that website, from there you can listen to my weekly show. It's heard on Saturdays from 5 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. The Global Freedom Report. Really hope you will tune in. It's tremendous time. Tremendous show.
Thank you so much,
Brent. I
Brent.
do have to go at the break here. I apologize for that, but I have to see a judge today.
All right, well, I hope you prevail, and I hope you have a good bondsman. Have a good night, and a happy birthday again. And folks, we have another half hour coming your way. Chief and I will be here talking, and you're welcome to call in. This is Talk to Solomon. have a computer if you're alive today, which means you have a hard drive, which means it's going to break down. Mosey, the backup people, for thousands, for Stan, for thousands of people, for tens of thousands of people, is simply common sense. You go to cpnlive.com, click on the icon for Mosey, the backup people, and sign up. It's just a few dollars a month. Let me tell you something. We had a break-in. They stole our whole computer. You know what? When they take the computer, you can't recover anything, but we had Mosey. We had the backup. We were able to restore everything simply by buying another computer. cpnlive.com, click on the icon for Mosey, the backup people, and give yourself common sense, peace of mind, great value, the best thing you've ever done. Sooner or later, it's going to be Mosey, the backup people. Hey, my name is Stan Solomon, and you know if I have something to say, I'll say it. And I'll only tell you the truth because I'm a Republican, not a Democrat. Democrats always lie. Republicans only lie half the time. I don't lie at all. This is the Fuel Mule. It's an extraordinary product that was developed by a friend of mine, an engineer, and it increases the fuel mileage on your vehicle. If you have a combustion engine, this will increase your mileage by 10 to 20%. It bolts around your fuel line. You can install it yourself or have your mechanic do it. It is an extraordinary item, and it flat works. I've been using it for more than 10 years. It's increased my mileage on every vehicle I put it on, and by the way, it will last forever. You can get rid of your vehicle, just take it off and put on the next one. Go to cpnlive.com. You'll have more information there. You can order it right there. We absolutely guarantee you'll be satisfied. The Fuel Mule. It's a way to kick down your cost of fuel and kick up your mileage. Don't you love the name? I thought of it. The Fuel Mule. Do you like being healthy? I do. In fact, this product, which I've been taking for years now, is absolutely the answer. Now, you may not believe it, but I'm actually 21, plus tax, of course. This product has 146 different healthful nutrients in it, and it's liquid, so it's bioavailable. It tastes great, and it's sugar-free. 1 ounce of Sonic Life each day will help you to maintain and enhance your health. It's the kind of a gift, well, that you'll thank your mom for, your husband for, your wife for, your kids for. Whoever you give it to, they're going to say thank you, and you are going to enjoy the benefits of having all the vitamins, all the minerals, all the nutrients your body needs in one very reasonably priced product. Just go to cpnlive.com and everything's right there. You'll be able to read all the ingredients. The price is right there, a flat price delivered to your door anywhere in the United States of America. Sonic Life is a gift, a great gift. Give it to yourself. I do. Let me ask you a question. Do you like being sick? I have in my hand an incredible product. It's called TR10 Supercolloidal Silver. TR10 stands for a trace to the negative 10th power. The particles in this silver product are 6 to 8 angstroms, 6 to 8 10 billionths of a meter. Now listen to me. Silver has been the magic bullet for all of human existence. The Egyptians used silver instruments. We use silverware. They put silver in your teeth because nothing can grow on silver. Silver will kill anything but liberalism. I'm working on that. This product, you go to cpnlive.com, buy 1 quart of this product. It will last you for a very long time. Anytime you feel like you've been exposed to something bad, take some of this product, spray it in your mouth, or take a little bit and gargle it, swallow it. It will kill any pathogen. The average antibiotic kills 10 to 20 different pathogens. This product will kill 700 plus. Do yourself a favor, do your family a favor, do your doctor a favor. He's tired of seeing you. Get Supercolloidal Silver. Go to cpnlive.com, order the product. It's $29.95 plus shipping. I think it's $39.95 delivered any place in America right to your door. It's worth 10 times that. Check it out. If you're not 100% happy, just return it and we'll give you your money back.